Hi, everyone. I'm just going to give everybody a few minutes to get in. I put a question in the comments if those of you are feeling up for it today, but I believe you are up for it if you're here. We're going to share, or you're going to share your intentions of your with your social media page with us. So, what is your intention with your social media page? And if you can share that in the comments below, that's how we will get started. And there is a reason why I'm asking that. Thank you so much, those of you that took the time out to come here today. And hello to those of you watching the replay. My name is Jessica Gonzalez, and I partnered with Tokeativity to create a guide, a step-by-step guide on how to pretty much what this is navigate cannabis and within the social media industry. So today's going to be a condensed version of the guide, or like the first couple of pages of the guide, just giving you like a little taste, a little teaser. And it starts off with obviously the history of cannabis, at least a briefing of it, and goes into mindset and why mindset is so important and setting intentions are so important and all of that stuff. So having clear intentions, and we talked about this, I do believe, in the last event, but I'm going to say this all the time because it really makes a huge difference. It makes not only a difference in staying, direct with your content creating, but when the going gets tough and you do get shadow banned, your values and your mission statement are what going to carry you through and get you through those rough times, those spotty times. Because I can't say that you're gonna not get shadow banned. I can't prevent that from happening. And one thing I do want to make clear today, and what we discussed on Sunday on Clubhouse, is everyone's journey is going to be unique. I used to lament and look at other people's pages and go, well, how come Snoop Dogg can smoke online and I can't? Or how can so and so be able to post that and I can't? I've been I've been flagged for even chamomile. So, if you are trying your best to be mindful about your content, and doing your best when it comes to doing your testing with marketing and stuff, and we'll get to that in just a minute with A and B testing. But you're gonna at least cover your bases as mindfully as much to just make sure that this doesn't happen to you. Like I said, I can't have any guarantees, but if you set your intentions and you create a clear mission statement, when you get shadow banned or you get deleted, you know that your intentions are clear. I somehow see this, and I know this, you guys, some might roll your eyes at this, but I see moments like that and opportunities like that when you're shadow banned or your account gets taken down, or in they call Instagram jail. Step away from the phone. Step away from the phone for a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, whatever it needs to be, and remember what you're doing and why you're here. Step back into the content. So step away from the phone and step back into that content and make sure that the comeback is better than that setback, because we are going to have setbacks. We will do our best to prevent them, and I'll share ways to prevent those setbacks. But please understand that when the going gets tough, use that time to pause. Pausing is so important, and we don't pause enough in this industry because this industry doesn't sleep. This industry is always evolving, it's always changing, it's going constantly, and we have people advocating morning to light from every coast. So there's always a chance to share something, there's always an opportunity to socialize. So it's very hard to think to do that, but understand that when those shadow bans happen, that's your time to buy a guide like we created, and take a look at your brand and maybe think, how can I improve behind the scenes while I'm having this reprieve, this unexpected pause, and don't stop navigating for yourself. I cannot say that enough. You need to advocate, you need to fight. I was shadow banned for a year and a half, you guys. That was a tremendous amount of growth I missed out on during the pandemic, and I fought to give up at first, but then I thought, you've already put 3 years into this. If you step away now, what were those 3 years for? So I continued to create content, and I grew, and I learned a lot of awful lessons in that time. It was a really, no pun intended, dark time of my experience. And you need to remember that any time is a good time to rebrand if your content's sinking, or if you feel stuck, or if you don't feel like your heart's into it anymore. This is the message that you need to hear today. This is your time to rebrand. And what better time than to do it with a group of people? Look at these comments. I'm going to go in there right now and check and take a look, and then I'll get back into my tips that I'm going to be providing today. And yes, the Clubhouse talk on Sunday was so good. I just got done watching Bianca Snyder and a bunch of other amazing women on a panel. Please go take a look and see who was on here today and go follow those women. They poured their heart and soul into the event, and Bianca created a weekly kind of roundtable discussion on various topics, and one of them was navigating cannabis and social media. So very relevant to what we're discussing today. Okay, Snoop is Snoop, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, like, people are people regardless. We should still, I know everyone's gonna go to, like, life's not fair, but we need to have parameters that are clear so that we don't have half of our industry verified and consuming, like, big copious amounts of cannabis online, but we can't get people that are educating to stop getting shadow banned or their content taken down. It's a very scary, obviously very 1984 style approach to social media. But a great thing about Tokeativity is I was just getting messaged today by Lisa on their website, and it's like an app. Like, I told her it reminded me of old Facebook where we can conversate, share gifts, share media, share links. It's almost like an intelligent version of Facebook. So if you guys aren't a member yet, I am going to start being more active on there. It would be a great way for us to connect and share things that we can't necessarily share on Instagram within those comments. Okay, we're getting some intentions here. April Becker says that her intention is to educate and break the stigma. Perfect. This is what we're looking for. We are looking for advocates like yourself, especially moms, especially moms. We all heard from the moms in the other panel earlier. We need more women, especially if there's any. I don't know if there's very many in here right now, but Latina moms, Asian moms, we are like in a drought for you. We need you. We need you like the desert needs the rain. All moms. I'm not, trying to, say no to other moms, but please, like, if you know any moms that are considering it, or if you have friends that consume cannabis with you, consider getting them involved in this, because we mean better representation. We need representation of all moms, gay moms, older moms, all of them, all of the moms. So, oh, the guide is amazing. Jasmine, did you get a chance to look at it yet? Because I know some people from it was launched today. So those of you that are going to buy it today, you will actually get it in your hands. And thank you for saying, Rita, for saying that. Thank you for pushing through the BS. That's the thing, is you're gonna have days where you're not feeling supported. The important thing is that you support yourself along the way. That's why mindfulness was a big part, and it was the first part one of the first parts I put into the guide, because it really sets the tone for you and your brand. Taking care of your mental health will take care of yourself in the long run. And yes, Mallory says that they really love the Tokeativity app as well. It is really intuitive, it is really easy to use. I'm working on my tech abilities, and so I felt like very empowered and like very capable of getting through that today. And I was doing it like through my phone and everything, which sometimes can be different depending on desktop and all that stuff. So really, really great. Alyssa says that their intention is to advocate, educate, inspire people with brands, and collab and legalize in North Carolina to normalize healthy cannabis. Alyssa, I really hope in your bio that you have that. That is like the perfect bio for Instagram. And just be, mindful of, I love that didn't really forcefully put the words. I know we're talking about slang words, code words recently on what to use and what's Instagram safe, social media safe. But you could put something like that, like your intention is to, or just put advocate, educate, inspire, Canna Moms, but just use a different word. Or you can put Canna Moms in there. What you may or may not know, you guys, our bios are now searchable. Even our bios, not just like the black line, but like the literal bios itself are now have SEO to it and can be searched. So keep that in mind, everybody. Okay. Yes, Kim Davis, half Korean. I love it. Represent. This is awesome. Genesis says the intention of my page is genuity, if I'm saying that word. Okay. She just said if that's a word. Okay. I love it. I want someone to see me and not see a stigma, but normalization. See me as a mother, wife, and professional in the tech world. Also uses cannabis. I'm not your normal stoner, damn it. Genesis, you should put that in your bio. Something like that would be super cute. I'm not here to tell you guys what to do, but just little suggestions today that are going to pull people in, and off the bat you can show that you're an advocate without even putting it in your content right away. I mean, really, from the beginning, from the get-go, you're letting people know that this is a Canamom friendly page, that this is a place that you are going to get educational content. And that's a great way to rope people in. Just be mindful. Yes, Latina mamas, all Canna moms. Yes, yes, yes. Love it, love it, love it. My intention is to show BIPOC women how they enter the green rush through tourism and travel. Ah, that's so niche. We need that. I love it, love it, love it. My intention is to connect moms locally and to give them the education to confidently use cannabis. Oh my gosh, I love that also. Mallory, you're doing the damn thing already. You know you are, and I can't wait to just grow with you. Mallory's one of the she was the I know that she bought the guide because she was the first. So I know that she bought the guide. And I don't know, I can't keep track of everybody at this point, but Mallory, I know you're in, and I'm so excited to grow with you and learn with you, and it's going to be an amazing opportunity. Um, Thank you, Heather, for saying that. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's what I did while I was shadow banned, you guys. I created a guide. So if you're currently shadow banned, what projects can you work on right now? Can you create content, batch content, so when you are released, you have this kick-ass page for people to come to that's going to just blow their minds, that maybe they've never even seen before. Maybe this is your time to go in and peruse other pages and get inspired by them as well. Or once again, join us on this journey, get the guide, and we can rebrand together. Oh my gosh, rad. This is really cool. I love the connections happening here. I'm really impressed that you guys are chatting so much in the comments. This is great. This is obviously what makes Tokeativity so unique and so amazing. I feel like a lot of us are a little bit more inclined to share, and we're not as shy. I tend to get a little bit more shy at events in person. And so it was really nice to have that, and have the opportunity to socialize, and then in a safe way for those of us that are like introvert extroverts, you know. Professional and get shit done through cannabis. Rita, you can put that in your bio too. Excuse me for like shouting all this out. Hi, Bianca. Thank you so much for having such a great panel. That was amazing. I loved it. The networking room cut you guys off. Oh, well, get back on it, you guys. I'm only going to be talking for a little bit more. I'm going to get back to this really soon. Excuse me. I just didn't want to miss any questions or anything. And that's pretty much it. Okay, cool. We are on it. Let's rock this out. Okay, first and foremost, like I mentioned, having the clear intentions, doing projects during your shadow ban, rebranding during shadow ban, like realigning with yourself and realizing that who was it? No mommy, Janelle. She said this on the talk on Sunday. She was saying, you know what? Even if just 4 people see my page today, at least those 4 people see it. So even if you're getting like really bad views and you're not getting what you used to, just know that people will go back and they see my content from years ago. I don't know how they find it. I don't know if it's through a hashtag or they're just going through my page and checking out my old stuff. But you'd be surprised how evergreen your content can be to people. And I was posting in the beginning and I got like 12 likes, like 16 likes, and eventually it goes to 24 and 36. And before you know it, you're just like waking up one day and you're doing this and you can't even believe this is your life. It's truly the best. And if you're considering it, I know I talk a lot of shit because I like to, and I like to give you my honest opinion. And it's not always going to be gravy. I'm not going to give you guys rainbows and sunshines all the time, because sometimes this industry will fucking eat you alive. But that's why communities like this are so important. And small communities that we are creating of creators are so important for our survival, so that we can share tips and share what's working. Like Bianca saying, doing A/B testing is very necessary when you're first starting off. I'm even doing it right now with the guide. As you can see, my content's all over the place right now because I'm saying, does this work best? Is this helping people? What is getting the best responses? So for the next couple of weeks, you guys bear with me. I'm doing the same things that you do. My guide is my guide for me too. So you're not doing this alone. I'm literally taking these steps and I'm applying it to myself as well. So A/B testing, for those of you that don't know, is doing various forms of testing content. So maybe you do reels not showing your face and you do voiceovers versus reels where you are showing your face, and comparing those stats to each other. Bianca brought up a really good point of not using too many hashtags so you know which ones are performing the best. So you can go back into that hashtag and see if you're at the top of that, because you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised where you'll end up on some of these hashtags, especially the mom ones. These mom ones are so barren. Cannabis and motherhood, motherhood and mental health, like so many of these like versions of that are just dry, dry, dry. Obviously, it's probably because we're afraid to use those words, but additionally, maybe you'll be like one of those lucky ones that fall through the cracks that do get to post Canamom stuff and Canamom hashtags, and you are able to, openly consume on your feed. I don't know what the secret is for that. It's just happenstance. I honestly feel like it's a roulette, and it's going to bring me to my next one. My other thought is also that be kind to others. People can literally take you down in this industry. People can literally report you and you will be gone. And that is the scariest thing. Is I wish we had more policing. I wish there were more laws for creatives, but there aren't. We are not protected. And Bobby Sue can be offended by something you said and report your page, get her mom friends to report your page, and you wake up Tuesday morning and your page is gone. So insane that Jasmine just commented, so frustrating. But yeah, that is what it is. So just be kind. The industry is so small. It is so small. It is smaller than you even think that it is. And you will be surprised on how many paths cross, or how many opportunities you might even lose out on because of how you treat others. So make that lesson navigating cannabis. That's my number one tip: is be kind. Be kind and work hard. Be kind and get ready to work, because this industry, like I said, it doesn't sleep. You have to have the passion. Obviously, all of you that are watching me today, can't believe all of you are in here and here for this plant too. Advocate like it's your job, because it is. It's about to be. You know, I eat, breathe, and sleep this plant. You guys know I wear it on my feet when I'm out in public. I will do everything I can to represent this plant as best as I can, and for the future of my girls as well. And I'm excited to bring more on. Cannabis is a lonely space. Being a canna mom is very isolating, and you feel so alone. And Danielle was mentioning today that social media is our community. It's what we have, because it's not so easy going to the parks and making mom friends. And I was so alone 5 years ago. If you guys think that this industry is small and we need more women now, it was even drier then. It was even more dire then. And it's been a beautiful thing to watch grow, and it's been a beautiful thing to go through the ebb and flow of this industry, so that I can show you guys what not to do. If I had someone to hold my hand along the way, in the way that we are now going to hold your hand, I could have grown so much faster, and I would have believed in myself more. And I want you to be able to believe in yourself more. So um, also, be sure to have a home base. Home base meaning like a website. If you want to create your own app, if you want to make your home base the Tokeativity app, whatever it is, have a home base. This is not your backup plan. We're not talking about plan B. We're talking about the plan where you share your content, where you are safe to share your opinion, where you are safe to share your creations without it being taken down. So have a home base. It's unfiltered. You have control. There's info in the guide on how to do websites, even. I don't go too much into that, because I'm not going to act like I'm an expert, but that's where Lisa and Sam come in, because they know those things. And so woven into this guide are beautiful chunks of information from both Sam and Lisa, where I fall short, or maybe I didn't experience that, or maybe I haven't experienced it yet. And so they have that upper hand, and they drop some knowledge. So they have some stuff on websites in there too. So if you're thinking, yeah, Jess, I don't know how to do a website, au contraire, I've got your back. And so do Tokeativity. So let me read some comments for a second and I'll get back in there. Oh my God, my computer. Oh my gosh, this is not good. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, this darn. I thought I had enough. It was like we're almost halfway. All right, retrograde's happening, but we're gonna pivot. Hold on, you guys. Just let me. This happens sometimes, but we're not gonna give up, and I'm not gonna knock my light over. We're just gonna rotate. Okay. Sorry, just want you guys to all see me still. I can do this. It's not much longer. We can work together on this. Okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna read some of the comments and then we'll get back into this. Okay. It's just going a little, trying to get back up to where I was. Okay, perfect. So Mallory's saying keep posting that they had a reel that got like 1,000 views, go up to 20K a month later. Okay, I'm so glad you mentioned this. So let me talk about something that maybe you may or may not know about. Instagram does this really funky thing. Is that this thing? Yeah, it's this thing. Okay. Instagram does this really funky thing where they will all of a sudden just relaunch a reel. So I created a reel in December that was about the first day of winter break as a Canna mom. And that thing got relaunched in like end of January. And then again, it came up again and now it has like over 100,000 views. You would never expect it. And there's a joint in it. Like, why aren't the other ones coming up more? I will never understand where they come up with their algorithm and why they promote certain things and not other things. It's so bizarre, but don't give up on your content. Just as Mallory said, you never know what they're all of a sudden just going to be like, let's just throw this up to the top of the explore page today. Love, love, love that you said that. It does not matter how many likes you get, Heather James says, it's really the connections that take flight. That is it, and that's why I mentioned those of you that do follow me on Instagram, already that I posted this week and I have a part 3 that's coming. It's a total like retrograde, you guys, and we're just ending the year as a teacher and all that stuff. So part 3 is coming. It's going to be awesome. I cannot get this light to go away. All right, you can still see me without it. Okay, the backlighting is just killing me, you guys. Okay, I love it. Susie, I'll hug you too one day. One day we'll have these events and they'll be in person and it'll be just phenomenal. Thank you all for the love. If you're really, okay, Sydney says, if you're really passionate about what you're doing and know that people need it, you need to find people that have similar missions and work together. Ooh, I love this. Yes, we sometimes grow from our biggest life lessons and link trees. I love that Rita put that in there as well. Those are super helpful for Canna moms as well, because then we can put stuff that's not as Instagram friendly in the link tree. Great ideas out here. And this is why groups like this are so important. I cannot wait to see what comes with this next month's meeting or not meeting. I shouldn't call it a meeting because that sounds too businessy. It's just like, it's going to be a monthly chat and it's going to be monthly support and it's going to be amazing. And it looks like, here we go. This is where I left off. Alyssa, this is when I started. I don't know when you guys stopped seeing me, but this is when I stopped seeing me. So media kits, I'm glad we spoke about that. Before I close up, media kits will be we're going to do a whole event just like based on media kits. So that is an important topic for another day because it's so meaty. We cannot do that in the next 9 minutes. Okay. And it's very difficult. I do want to say something too. It's kind of frustrating. And this is just me bitching. So take it with a grain of salt. It's very frustrating to see, I've been following influencers for years. Obviously we all have it. I'm sure at some point. I've been seeing influencers now starting to share CBD brands or cannabis use or Delta 8, whatever, in any sort of form, they're starting to get in the cannabinoids. And I think to myself, must be so nice because it is very difficult. Brands will see my reach and they will see my engagement. And once they find out that I also am tied to cannabis, the deal's off. And that kills me because I get a lot of opportunities that just it frustrates me. I will definitely want to shout out Cliff Bar and for Sigmatic for literally being 2 brands that are willing to work with me in the wellness space that is not fully, cannabis. So baby steps, but it really is frustrating when you do see the influencers with these, big followings and they get to be able to talk about cannabis freely on their pages. And some reason
because I, didn't start off in fashion or didn't start off in home decor, that I'm not allowed to talk about my health and wellness in the same capacity that they all are able to. So that's just my little moment. And yes, I'm so glad you said it's a full-time job, Alyssa. I think you're talking about social media advocacy. It is such a full-time job, and I didn't realize it until I took on teaching this year and realized that it's you can make it part-time, but it will eventually become, if it becomes your passion, it will become a full-time job. And if the opportunity arises, it has to be this perfect storm. You can't be a boring person. I hope those of you that are in here today are pretty charismatic and you're not like, you know, dull because you be the person that you want to see educating, be the person that you want to see involved in this industry. That's my biggest advice, coming through all of this. And it's true, the community is full of people from all walks of life, and that's what makes us unique. We need more people that have disabilities sharing their cannabis use. We need more people that are going through really rough stuff like cancer treatments and sharing their cannabis use in juxtaposition with what they are using, whether it be chemo or opting out of chemo and solely using cannabis. We need more people sharing their stories. It is so important. It takes a village. Mallory, love that you're working on your website. This is really, really good. I love that. Okay. I am on TikTok. I haven't been on because I haven't had the opportunity to educate myself enough to navigate it. And I don't want to I don't like going in there blindly, if that makes sense. I don't spend enough time on, and my goal this summer, like my summer camp, is going to be to learn TikTok and to understand TikTok, because I hear you can really take off super fast in the right way out there. I would just be really mindful. And I tell this all the time, and I say this constantly for reasons. Be mindful of sharing your consumption on your feed. There are tactful ways that we can get around it. You know what I like to say about cannabis creatives? Cannabis creatives are twice as creative as other creatives, because, can you imagine being a beauty influencer and not being able to talk about the products or put on like lipstick in your feed or put on your makeup in your feed? Could you imagine if fashion people weren't allowed to talk about the clothes that they wear? Our home decor people, or mechanic people that love like cars and stuff. Imagine if they couldn't share the cars that they talk about. And how do you talk about cars without sharing it? We are fucking creative, and cannabis keeps us creative. And remember that we have that upper hand. It might be the lower hand in some ways, but we've got the upper hand as well. Influencer probs. Listen, for years I wouldn't allow myself to own what I am. I scoff at the word. I don't like the word. I wish there was a better word, because for the same reason I don't have the word followers, I have as neighbors. I don't always want to be an influence. I want to be proof that you can use cannabis for wellness. I want to be proof that you can be an advocate in cannabis and make it a job. You can be passionate about something. You can rebrand at any time. I want to show people the proof. I don't always want to be the influence, because I make mistakes. That's why there's a guide, so you don't make my mistakes. Okay, the video's choppy. What again? No. Oh wait, no, this is from the old old thing. Sorry guys. Stoner problems right there. I didn't realize I didn't scroll down on the conversation. Yes. Thank you for the support, everybody. Thank you. I have a hard time trusting cannabinoids with brands who are working with influencers not in the cannabis industry. Interesting perspective. That's very interesting. The only reason why I do like that is because, like, for instance, there's this one influencer that I enjoy and follow. Her name is Steffi, and she talks about CBD a lot. I love that because I know her 400,000 followers might not find my page, but they sure as hell are seeing hers. And someone's in her stories seeing her use CBD. So that's the reason why I kind of enjoy that. Everyone was like up in arms when CBD was used in Kim Kardashian's baby shower. Remember that? And they were like, she shouldn't be talking about CBD. Fuck yes, she should be. And everybody else. I just posted on my family page, Elizabeth Olsen talking on Vanity Fair about cannabis. That's how we normalize and get the conversation going. Education, normalization, conversation is normalization. Got to keep those going. Bianca says, comes with much more challenges than Instagram. You have to be much more creative and cautious. Exactly. She says she makes separate videos for Instagram versus TikTok. Interesting. See, I don't know enough about Instagram. And I honestly have not spent more than collectively like an hour on the app. Like collectively, it's shameful to say, but like I said, I'm not your average influencer. I know what I'm good at, and I know where to put my energy, and I know that educating myself will make me better at it. But I'm not going to act like I know something when I clearly have not spent enough time on the app. Heather says my mom finally didn't care about what her doctors thought about cannabis use when she was dying too later, but it helped her at the end. Lotions for painful. It's really unfortunate. I hear a lot about the stories of the too little too late, but honestly, even the too little too late, I feel like it's the quality of life you're giving them at the end. It's not even too late at that point. I feel like, God, thank goodness they found it in that time. And we should be sharing our stories. I mean, we are only given so much time. We don't know what our fate is. And I feel like that is the lifestyle. Things are going to happen to us. We're going to get pregnant. Are we going to continue to share our journeys on our page openly? That's also a question that I had to consider myself, even, the times that I've had my scares, like, oh my God, do I have to like adjust my regimen on Instagram, or are people going to report me, or, all those things definitely cross the mind, because we never know. Life happens. Life absolutely happens. And consider also how much you're willing to share too. That's another thing about the cannabis space. Moms of color, have to be way more mindful than parents like myself. Very, very different. So I wish I wouldn't have to have this conversation, because it makes me so sick to my stomach. I mean, look at the news that we're dealing with. So I wish I wouldn't have to warn everybody, but I'm going to have to warn people, because that's where we're at. And until things change, and until we change minds, just be mindful and be really, really careful, because I'd hate for anything to happen to anybody, and on account of me encouraging you to share. So with that being said, it's 5:50. I'm going to wrap up my thoughts. You're going to fail. We talked about, earlier, and Bianca mentioned that I failed forward. And I mentioned this in the guide. Failing forward is so important. Failure is going to happen. It's going to happen more than once. And it's important how you handle it. Too many people give up after the first failure. You get one bad comment and you're like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't advocate for this. This is not happening. Or one DM that just guts you, because you're going to get those. If you're willing to be a personal public figure, you're going to get gutted, and it's going to happen more often than you would imagine, because what do we use cannabis for? Our mental health. And not all of us, even myself, are not always on. And sometimes we are off and we decide to send a nasty DM, and that guts people. So goes back to being kind to others. It really does. All of it's connected, and for a good reason. So don't give up. You're going to fail. Fight for your page. Don't give up on your page. Even if you get shadow banned, even if you wake up 1 week, I had 3 posts taken down, and it is so hard to continue on with the day. It's hard to have meetings, and hard to check emails, and hard to just carry on knowing that your art and your thought and your time is gone, and chances are it's not going to come back. So learn from your mistakes and move forward. Don't dwell on the fact that you are shadow banned. Stop talking about the fact that you are shadow banned. Get off the phone for a couple of days, reevaluate your intentions, and move forward. That's all we got to keep doing. If we stay in our muck and we keep thinking about our muck, we're going to stay stagnant. I could have spent that year and a half and done other things, done nothing, but I decided to create a guide. Not telling you have to do the same thing, but you got to do something better than just bitching about the system, because until we are able to change it, we got to live with it. And I hope today that I was able to give you tips to navigate and get through this industry. And I look forward to seeing you all in the future and growing with all of you. So don't forget, today's the last day for the $100 off on the guide, and more to come. I look forward to seeing you all next month, where I will be discussing, I do believe, this might be, stand by, but I do believe that will be the media kit one. So until I stand corrected, I look forward to speaking with all of you on that. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the event, and I'll see you all at the stage. Bye.